Hey there. Let's get straight to it. If you're here, you want to know what makes or breaks a relationship with a woman. And trust me, there are 3 major mistakes that most men make without even realizing it that can completely destroy attraction and end things before they even start. The problem? These aren't just small mistakes, they're serious. Once you make them, the damage is almost always permanent. I'm talking about behaviors that strip away your masculinity, show a lack of control, and ultimately make her lose confidence in you. And here's the kicker. These mistakes don't care who you are. It doesn't matter if you're rich, successful, tall, or even great looking. If you fall into these traps, she'll see it and she'll leave. But here's the good news. I'm going to teach you exactly what these mistakes are and, more importantly, how to avoid them. You'll learn how to keep your masculine energy intact, maintain the frame of control that women are naturally drawn to, and prevent yourself from sabotaging your own relationships. So, whether you're dating someone new, in a long-term relationship, or just looking to understand the rules of attraction better, stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to keep her attention, respect, and attraction, not just for now, but for the long haul. Differences in attraction. You've probably heard people say, men and women think differently, but nowhere is that more true than in how we view attraction. This one difference, if you don't understand it, can ruin your dating life. So let's break it down. For men, attraction starts with how a woman looks. It's visual, immediate, and often straightforward. A guy can overlook quirks in her behavior. Maybe she says something strange or acts a little awkward, but as long as she's attractive, most men won't care. They're thinking, she's gorgeous, so I'm in. But for women, attraction works completely differently. For them, it's less about how a man looks and more about how he acts. His behavior, energy, and demeanor are what truly matter. Women are constantly observing how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you react, and how much control you maintain in various situations. Here's the catch. A man doesn't get a hall pass for bad behavior, no matter how good-looking or successful he is. You could be tall, wealthy, or even a professional athlete, but if your actions signal weakness, insecurity, or emotional instability, she'll lose interest. Fast. Let me give you an example. If you act goofy around your friends, making weird noises, laughing uncontrollably, or doing something that comes off as childish, she's not going to think it's charming. Instead, she'll see it as a lack of maturity and masculinity. That's a turn-off. This isn't about being fake. It's about understanding the kind of behavior that keeps her attracted. Women crave confidence, stability, and composure. If you act the right way consistently, it will become second nature, and the attraction will stay strong. So remember this. For men, it's about how she looks. For women, it's about how you act. Get this right, and you're already ahead of the game. Mistake 1, becoming overly emotional after intimacy. Let's talk about the first critical mistake men make when dating, becoming overly emotional after intimacy. This one hits hard because it's so common, yet so destructive. If you've ever wondered why things suddenly feel different after you've been intimate with a woman, this might be the reason. Here's what happens. After you've been with her physically, it's natural to feel a strong emotional connection, but the mistake most men make is expressing those emotions too quickly and too intensely. You start cuddling too much, holding hands excessively, or showering her with affection that feels out of character for the strong, masculine man she was initially drawn to. Why is this a problem? Because the very reason she was attracted to you in the first place was your strength and confidence. You represented a man who was in control, someone emotionally grounded and independent. When you become overly emotional or clingy after intimacy, it signals a shift from strength to weakness. Suddenly, she starts to question whether the man she was attracted to is still there. It's important to understand this. Women don't crave intimacy in the same way men do. While men often see physical connection as a gateway to emotional closeness, women are more drawn to a man who embodies stability and masculinity even after the most intimate moments. So, what should you do instead? Maintain your composure. After intimacy, focus on being present without becoming overly attached or emotionally dependent. Show her that your world doesn't revolve entirely around her and that you're still the confident, self-assured man she was drawn to. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It's about balance. Keep the dynamic playful and light, but maintain your frame of emotional strength. When she sees that your masculinity and self-assuredness remain intact, her respect and attraction for you will only grow. Remember, she wants to feel fully feminine in your presence. If you lean too far into emotional dependence, you disrupt that balance. Instead, let your actions show that while you care for her, your foundation remains rooted in your own strength. That's what keeps her coming back for more. Mistake 2. Losing control of situations. Let's dive into the second major mistake that men make in relationships. Losing control of situations. This one's huge because it doesn't just hurt your relationship, it can completely shatter her trust in you as a partner. Here's the thing, women are deeply attuned to how you handle yourself in tough situations. It's not just about the challenges you face, it's about how you respond to them. Whether you're dealing with a job loss, financial struggles, or even an emotional blow like losing a loved one, your ability to stay composed and maintain control is crucial. When you lose control, when you panic, vent your frustrations, or spiral into self-doubt, you're inadvertently signaling to her that you're not the stable, dependable man she needs. Women look to their partners for security and strength. If you're falling apart, how can she feel confident in you? Let me give you a real-world example. Say you lose your job. The wrong move here is to start complaining or expressing hopelessness around her. I don't know what to do, or this is such a mess. Sure, it's normal to feel those emotions, but expressing them in front of her shows a lack of composure. Instead, you need to act as if you've got everything under control. Say something like, "This is just a bump in the road. I'll figure it out." Even if you don't have all the answers, projecting confidence reassures her that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. And this idea of control doesn't just apply to big life events. It's in the small, everyday situations too. Maybe plans go awry or you hit an event calendar obstacle. How you adapt in those moments is a reflection of your overall composure. If you're able to stay calm, focused, and solution-oriented, she'll see you as a rock, someone she can trust and rely on. Now, let's talk about Stoicism, because this is where a lot of men struggle. Stoicism doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending you don't care. It means learning to manage your emotions so that they don't dictate your actions. When you're faced with adversity, take a moment to breathe, assess the situation, and make calculated moves. This approach not only helps you stay in control, but also shows her that you're a leader in your own life. Here's why this matters. A woman's confidence in you is directly tied to the confidence you have in yourself. If you show self-assuredness, even in the face of uncertainty, it creates a sense of safety and stability. She'll feel like she can trust your judgment, follow your lead, and most importantly, stay attracted to you. But what happens when you fail this test? Let's be honest, life can throw some pretty tough punches. If you lose control, even for a moment, it can cause her to question everything. Is he really the strong, stable guy I thought he was? Can he handle the challenges that life throws at him? Those doubts can snowball, and before you know it, the relationship is in jeopardy. So, how do you avoid this mistake? First, focus on building your resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from setbacks quickly and effectively. Start by strengthening your mindset, practice gratitude, develop problem-solving skills, and surround yourself with people who lift you up. Second, master the art of acting as if. Even if you don't feel completely in control, act as if you are. This isn't about being fake. It's about showing her and yourself that you can handle whatever life throws your way. When you project confidence, it becomes easier to find real solutions. Finally, remember that leadership starts with self-leadership. Before you can guide others, you need to have a clear vision and direction for yourself. Know your goals. Stay disciplined, and keep moving forward, no matter what. In the end, maintaining control isn't about never facing challenges. It's about how you face them. When you show strength, composure, and unwavering confidence, you create a sense of security that deepens her attraction to you. So, take this to heart. No matter the situation, always act as if you've got it handled, because when you do, you're not just leading the relationship, you're leading your own life. Mistake 3. Revealing past struggles or transformations. Now let's talk about the third major mistake men make in relationships: revealing past struggles or transformations. This one might surprise you because it's easy to think being open about how far you've come is a positive thing. But in dating, it can backfire in ways you might not expect. Here's why. When you tell a woman about your struggles, how you used to be unfit, broke, socially awkward, or whatever the case may be, it shifts how she sees you. Women are naturally drawn to strength, confidence, and the sense that you've always had it together. When you reveal that you've had to work hard to become the man you are today, it can introduce doubt. She might start to wonder, was he really always this capable? Or worse, is this just an act that won't last? Now, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a personal journey of growth. In fact, most great men have had to overcome challenges to become who they are. But when it comes to attraction, you don't want to highlight those struggles to a woman you're dating. Instead, you want to present yourself as the finished product, the confident, capable man she sees today. Let me break this down further. Imagine you've gone through a major fitness transformation. Maybe you used to be 50 pounds overweight, but now you're lean and fit. If you bring up old photos or stories about how you struggled to get in shape, it might feel like you're being relatable or inspiring. But to her, it can come across as insecurity or a need for validation. What she really wants is to believe that you've always been this way, strong, disciplined, and confident. This ties into a deeper concept. Perception is everything. Women are drawn to men who appear naturally competent and self-assured. When you focus too much on your journey, you inadvertently shift her focus to your past flaws instead of your present strengths. And here's the harsh truth. She's not falling for the man you were. She's attracted to the man you are now. So, how do you navigate this? First, focus on showing, not telling. Let your actions and demeanor reflect your growth and confidence. You don't need to say, "I worked so hard to get where I am." Instead, let her see the results of your effort in how you carry yourself, how you look, and how you handle challenges. Second, embrace the idea of effortless excellence. This doesn't mean your growth wasn't hard-earned, but it means you present yourself as someone who's naturally in control and capable. Think of it this way. She doesn't need to know how the sausage is made. She just needs to see the finished dish and be impressed. Now, let's address a common question. But isn't honesty important in a relationship? Absolutely. But there's a difference between honesty and oversharing. Being honest means being truthful about who you are and what you stand for. Oversharing, on the other hand, means divulging unnecessary details that can weaken how she perceives you. Another pitfall to avoid is comparing yourself to others. If you find yourself saying things like, "I wasn't always as successful as that guy," or "I used to be really shy around women," you're undermining your own value. Confidence is about owning who you are now, not apologizing for who you were. And remember, this isn't just about fitness or finances. It applies to every area of your life, your career, social skills, even your past relationships. If she asks about your history, keep your history simple and focused on the present. I've always worked hard to improve myself, and I'm proud of where I am today. This keeps the focus on your strengths without delving into weaknesses. Finally, let's talk about the mindset behind this. The goal isn't to hide your past, but to frame it in a way that reinforces your current value. Think of yourself as a polished diamond. What matters is the shine, not the rough edges you have to chip away to get here. By maintaining this perspective, you'll naturally expand, and every time you feel the build-up tension, you'll find it easier to bear. In closing, remember this. The man she's attracted to is the one standing in front of her today, not the one you used to be. By focusing on your present strengths and avoiding unnecessary revelations about your past, you'll keep her attraction strong and her respect for you intact. Conclusion. Alright guys, let's wrap this video. Today we covered 3 critical mistakes that can silently destroy attraction in your relationships. First, becoming overly emotional after intimacy. Second, losing control of situations and showing uncertainty. And finally, revealing past struggles or transformations. These aren't just little missteps. They're make-or-break moments that can shift how a woman sees you. But by understanding and avoiding these pitfalls, you'll position yourself as the strong, confident man she's naturally drawn to. Remember, it's not just about what you do. It's about how you present yourself, how you act, and how you carry your masculine frame. If you found this video valuable, don't stop here. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 3 points resonated with you the most, or if there's something you've personally struggled with in the past. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to stay ahead in your personal development and relationship game, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on powerful insights like this. Together, we're building a community of men who are committed to growth and success. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep leveling up and stay strong.